Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is DarLeeLlama, and I'm making a video playthrough of one of my favorite games of 2020, Stoneshard. I'm a huge fan of roguelites, and I found Stoneshard to be a great game that plays very similarly to two of my all-time favorites, Dungeons of Dreadmore and Tangle Deep. Now that the new Troll Slayer update is out, this is the perfect time to get back into this game and showcase just how great it is. And let's be honest folks, we don't have anything better to do since we're all homebound because of this coronavirus. So let's get started. We're going to hit play, new game, adventure. Now I'm sure a lot of you have already played this game by now, and you've probably seen Osbrook 1 week later and a countless amount of times by now. But I'm just going to go ahead and skip through Varen's conversation here. For those of you who don't know, it's basically Varen is the character from the prologue when if you buy the game and play it, and he's having some trouble because he was on a mission to find this thing called the Stoneshard, and a lot of bad stuff happened to him. So he crippled his leg, and now he's calling in reinforcements. Guess who the reinforcements are? Well, it's us. Currently in the beta, we only have access to 4 characters. We got Jorgrim, the warrior, Arna, the knight, Derwin, the ranger, and Jonah, the mage. They each have things that they are special at, mainly determined by their unique trait and their attributes distribution. But you can basically play these characters any way you want. If you wanted to be saucy, you could make Jorgrim into a mage. It'd be a little hard. You'd have to find the books to do it, but you can still do it. A lot of people will scratch their heads, but it could still be fun. Just a quick pass over on the characters. Jorgrim's unique traits allow him to receive bonus damage and crit when he kills enemies. Arna is really good at fighting multiple enemies or gets buffs based upon the amount of enemies she can see. And she can spam abilities really well. Derwin the ranger makes it so that his opponents dodge less and take more damage when they first get seen by him. And Jonah gets a lot more magic power depending on the amount of spells she learns. So they naturally have things that they are predispositioned towards. In addition to their regular affinities for weaponry and that sort of thing, this update brought to us 2 new skill trees, one of which is combat mastery and the other is athletics. Jorgrim and Arna will get combat mastery, Derwin and Jonah will get athletics. They're supposed to be based around being able to move around the field a little bit more and giving you some overall bonuses that you can mix along with your weapon or spell affinities. For this run, I have a build in mind. We're going to go for a combat mastery heavy build. It's going to be a little strange because it's going to focus on trying to use only one weapon by the late game and making it deal as much damage as possible. But with Arna's ability, we hope to also be able to spam our abilities. So we're going to be going swords with combat mastery. One of the reasons we're going swords is to make leveling a little bit easier, just because of their lungeability being superior to any other melee skills. So, we're hoping to hunt down some animals,
Is that so? Interesting.
get some early money, and make it so that we take the least amount of deaths as possible. I'm hoping to count the amount of deaths I'm doing, and so we can keep track of just how well we're going to be doing. So, those of you who own the supporter build, you may realize that up here you will have a chest. That chest up there will hold all of your extra stuff. This is the chest. That's if you got, like, you know, the cloak or the supporter build. It gives you an extra cloak and extra helm. Obviously I don't have it, but that's where you would get it if you were to get it at all. So a couple advice, couple beginning tips for new players or even experienced players, because you might not know it. First thing you should pretty much always do, just for a little bit extra cash, is to come up here and just rob these sleeping soldiers. They're not going to do anything to you. They don't care. They're tired of their job as is. And from what I hear around town, not very good at it. So we're just going to take their stuff. Hell, I'll even take the nails. Why not? We're going to come over here. And we're not going to accept the quest just yet. We're going to leave the quest alone for now. Because like I said, we're going to go animal hunting. And I'm not going to be relying on the bow. Darwin can rely on the bow. I am not going to rely on the bow. I am going to rely on sword lunging. So swords, we're going to put 1 point in the cleaving strike. This lets us do a cleave. It hits 3 tiles in front of us for a little bit extra damage and some bleed chance. I tend not to use this very much unless I get surrounded by ambushes. And when you do have it in that situation, it's good. Other than that, not really. This is the ability that I would have gotten. Oh no. I did not see this coming. Well, it looks like they've they've gated these abilities until you can find Sword Treaties 2. So this is not going to work out as well as I would have hoped. That being the case, I'm not going to go back on it. I'm just going to go ahead and put a point into my mastery. So seize the initiative. It's going to give us some bonuses the more we hit our targets. You kind of just target a guy, hit him with an attack, and if you keep smacking him, you get even bigger bonuses. This is one of the best abilities I feel is from this entire tree because it can stack so high. You can get minus 40% cooldown duration and minus 20% abilities cost. When you're sitting there trading strikes with enemies, that can be pretty good, to say the least. So we're just going to go ahead and sell our little bit of extra gear here. Sell your axes and swords here. And then we'll go over to the carpenter and sell him all this wooden stuff. You get a little bit extra money whenever you do that sort of thing. If you sell items to people who either sell those items or want those kinds of items. And no, I'm still not relying on the bow. In order to make the bow useful, I would have to invest a point, and I really don't want to invest points at this time. I don't think it'd necessarily be a wasted point, you know, if it could help us do the things that we need to do. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead and make do with what I got. It's not like it's terrible to do so. So we have 427 gold. That's a pretty good starting amount. First thing we should do, and since I don't think I'm going to be able to hunt animals now, not with what I've got, we may as well just go ahead and do the first dungeon. And if you're going to do a dungeon, there's one thing you must always do, and that's buy medical supplies. Otherwise, you're going to be in for a very bad time. So we're going to go ahead and buy 2 splints. That's just safe to do. The sponge is probably the best, I feel, when it comes to pain management. It only gives you 10% intoxication, and you really want to use that whenever you're not in combat, so sleeping is fine at that point. We can take a leech for some of the heavier stuff when it comes to healing body part damage, and then we'll go ahead and grab an extra salve, and that's just so that we're not hanging around staring at our thumbs while we wait to heal up. You will find resting to be very useful when it comes to doing dungeons, and you want to rest as much as you can. Don't worry too much about the hunger and thirst that you acquire from just sitting around and resting. That's my second tip for beginners. Now, you may have noticed that I'm actually walking around and not clicking around like you might see other people do, like this. Now, here's a tip that I think not even a lot of the people who are experienced with the game may realize, but if you click anywhere and then just start using the arrow keys, or in my case I've rerouted them to WASD, you can just freely move around, and it's such a good time saver when you're just trying to travel around. When you're in forest, you may still need to click, or when you're in combat you need to click, but if you're just going around town, this is a superior way of movement, trust me. I have played this game for many hours, and it's so much faster. there's going to be a lot of food where we're going because the starting dungeon is always humans. So I'm not going to get too much, and I'm not going to buy any alcohol because, you know, they usually tend to have alcohol in there too. So let's pop in here, go upstairs, get our first quest from Mr. Odar, who, if you read some of the new stuff, apparently he's not a friendly, or he's not a nice guy, according to some of the townsfolk. But you know what? As long as he pays, I don't much care. So our first quest is going to be intercepted reports. A few days ago, a band of cutthroats from Fort Old Tower intercepted Magistrate's messenger. They gutted the poor sod, hung him up in the tree, and took his reports as well. Terrible day for that dude. I'm afraid if the Magistrate catches wind of it, it will not be well for us. I have an idea. You go to that place, take revenge of the messenger, and retrieve the papers. We could probably sweep the whole thing under the rug. I'll pay you handsomely once you're done. That's a deal, brother. You know, I know how much gold you give for that, and we can always use some gold. Chamber pot. Sucks to be that dude who died, though, you know. But hey, at least you knew you were worth something to the old guy. Alright, we're very close. I like that. 2 squares away, and we go through some roads, so maybe we'll find a cart or something. I'll be honest, I'm a little wary now of points of interest, because with the Troll Slayer update, I don't know what the heck's going to be here. I'm going to garner a guess and say either this tile, or this tile will be the witch. I don't think a witch will be this far out. But there's a witch's hut for the people who are new and don't know about it. And I don't know, there might be a troll around here. You never know. And I have no desire to fight a troll. They are 2 times bigger than me and probably mean as hell. So I bought a little extra food. I have all my medical supplies. I don't need any herbs. I don't like to buy herbs if I can help it. But the new herb, Hensbane, seems to be pretty good if you're in a tough situation. And you know what? Now I think about it and I have to do the quest anyway. It's probably better to buy a Hensbane now instead of trying to rely on it, finding it, just for the boss of the dungeon. The bosses can be a little bit tougher, and rather leaving my fate to that, I want to have Battle Rage available just in case I need that extra little bit of bonus to kill him. So we're going to travel along the... Ooh, Mind Warp. Always pick... No, damn. Thought it was Mind Warp for a moment. It's Agrimony or whatever. Pick up Mind Warp. It's pretty much the only thing that restores sanity on a regular thing, unless you manage to find, like, a shrine or something. I think the new shrines are sanity restoring. Speaking of, here we go. We're also ambushed, but you know what? Plus 10% XP. I can deal with this. Let's do it. So I don't have the buff from the mastery, but I've got Cleaving Strike and I've got Seize the Initiative. This deals extra damage. This does not, but it gives us the bonuses. So we'll be doing that first, and then we'll eventually start using Cleaving Strike. Just going to tab here. So Seize Initiative on this dude. Strike. And it doesn't just start swinging and praying. Oh. Oh boy. Okay, what's he at? 8. So we need to hit or we need to die. We live. I'm down for it. And there's the Henbane I wasted 9 gold on. Alright, so... Nope, can't have 2 more, I guess. We're just gonna rest here. Press R. Get my HP back up. Heal, heal, heal. Okay, there we go. Now we're gonna head down here. Ogbean, may as well pick that up. Mind Wart, there we go. Oh yeah. Hell yeah. Not that I have a ton of use for it, because we're not going in any place like, you know, where you would lose a ton of sanity, but Mind Warts are still nice to have. And Of course, since you picked it up, it can be one of the first things to actually get out of your inventory if you find better treasure. Because at this point, I think having money is the thing we need the most. We need to be able to buy some protection gear. Alright, we drew aggro on one dude. We're just going to back off. Let him come to us. And then we'll go say hi. Seize. Cleave. Ooh. And we're done. So, when you're getting treasure, you don't want to get anything that has a low gold value. On the bottom right of the peasant flail, you can see it sells for 36, but that's not how much it actually sells for. It sells for a lot less than that. I think merchants only spend at most 15% of the actual value. Since this thing's damaged, that means its current value is 36, so you'd be getting like pennies for this. We're going to ditch that. We have no use for it. I'm going to rest a little bit, get my HP back up, and then we can go back in again. We might be able to pull the one if we come down here. Oh, penny buns are good. Penny buns are edible. Death caps and fly gark are still not good to eat, so we're just going to leave them alone. So, seize. Cleaving. This guy can hit really hard, so you got to be careful. But no, it's still no match for us. Oh crap, he got aggro too. Well, we should have enough life to take him on, so we'll just go ahead and take him on. Seize, cleave, basic, and he's dead. So we're gonna come over here and cook up our penny buns. They give more morale when you cook them, or that might be pine cat. Nope, they give morale. So they give better bonuses when you cook it up. I think health resto gets lowered a little bit, but it's worth it to just go ahead and roast your penny buns when you do get them. So I'm currently at 27 hunger, 34 thirst. Hunger and thirst definitely go up a heck of a lot faster than they did in the previous version of this game. I kind of feel like it needed to do that to a certain degree, but at the same time, man, this person can eat a lot now. I'm going to hold off on using the penny buns just because they're easier to use in the dungeon, so we'll use some of our bigger food here. I think we'll go with our bread and the apple, and then we'll do 2 drinks, or maybe just 1 drink. 25 thirst. So yeah, we're good now. We have a lot of head and bane. We can't abuse it though because we don't have a ton of stuff to reduce intoxication. I did not think we would need detox stuff, so I didn't get a lot of it. But at least we picked up 1 bog bean, and there were some other bog beans I could have got as well, but I passed up on it. Stupid me. And we're at the old fort tower. Ready to conquer the dungeon. Oh, bandage. Not bad. Got a couple boys here. We'll draw them into this hallway. Seize. Cleave. Oh, no. Okay, I was not expecting this. It's not looking good for our hero. I wonder why they didn't attack after I attacked right then. Let's take a look. Okay, this dude's almost dead. I think we can kill him with 1 more hit. This guy's fresh. Let's turn around and start engaging this guy. We still have our buffs, which is nice. Uh-oh. 31 health, or 31%. Ah, we got it. Yeah, he's dead. Crude falchions are really good treasure to pick up, but only if they are mostly whole. This is just whole enough to keep, but if it's like got the end of the blade cracked off, don't even bother, just toss it. You want to try and get ones that look just like they're in good condition. Those will sell for enough for you to keep at any rate. So you just go through here, bust down all these blocks, pick up our treasure. They got some new treasure types with the update. Copper candlestick. So 20, 40. I may ditch that for better stuff. Let's take a look at our... Oh, I got an injury. Need to take care of that. So we'll go ahead and use our splint and a salve to just go ahead and patch that off. Our pain is not doing so good right now, but we could hold off on it. But do I want to? No, I think we'll go ahead and use one of these and rest. Get rid of our pain. Eat a penny bun. And we'll go ahead and drink some water. Thankfully, water's plentiful. I've only ever needed to use one water skin. I don't really see the need to try and get more. One thing about the human dungeons, I don't know if I mentioned it already, but it usually comes with a lot of food and alcohol. So we're a little bit better off when it comes to that. You don't have to worry about, as much about stocking it ahead of time, because you will pick up food as you go along. Uh-oh. I think another dude's coming. I'm gonna retreat just a little bit here so I can heal up a little bit. Let's go ahead and splint our leg. And can't get rid of the pain. I've noticed that as well. Pain seems to go up and stay longer. You definitely need better sources of pain management in this version of the game. So keep that in mind, y'all, when you play. Alright, I know this dude's going to come out at me when I step away. So we may as well fight him up here. Oh, or not. I could have swore they followed me. That could have been bad. Alright, our pain's really high. It doesn't look like it's going down. We haven't found any alcohol yet. I think I'm going to go ahead and use my other sponge. It's a shame to run out of pain management so early, but what can you do? So we're going to use it in conjunction with this, so we'll gain hunger instead of intoxication. And then we'll rest until that goes off, and then eat that. And drink some water, because water also helps with intoxication. And then we'll rest up. A little bit of gold. Love finding gold. Love finding gold while it's just gold. It really sucks going into the later crypts and having to like navigate through all the bones and stuff. You can't just collect all, for example, and be nice and lazy about it. Level up. Uh-oh. We'll make him come to us. Uh-oh. This can be bad. What's he at? We're gonna have to risk it and hope for blocks. This was not a good exchange for us. One more hit. One more good hit from us. Ah! Uh, well, that is the story of Stoneshard. You are dead. Very much like Dark Souls, right? You're going to see this screen a lot if you're not super duper careful and know exactly what you're doing and love to play Iron mode all the time. But it's an appropriate start to the series, I suppose. We'll be starting again next time. I may have to rethink about what I want to do for my build, but if you guys are watching, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. I'm your friend DarLeeLlama, signing off.